T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff.
Coming to you from the Johnny Carson closet, Fort Weasel Central, I'm Lugs.
I'm J-Boy.
And I'm T-Dog.
Not in the same closet. You know, I get all schmelkers inside when I hear that theme song. Gets you just all warm and fuzzy. Sports and other stuff. Here we go. The prediction machine is back on tonight for the NFC North. When will Lamar Jackson get paid? And what's happening with the Bears and Roquan Smith? And after decades, the Big Ten may give ESPN the big boot. Well, let's kick it off with this. We're just weeks away from the real NFL season. Tonight we talk about the NFC North. Last year it went like this. The Packers, 13-4. Vikings, 8-9. Bears, 6-11. And the lowly Lions, 3-13. But not this year. Lugs has the Lions winning it all. I know he does. He's going to talk about it right now. Bring it in, Lugs. What do you think about the Lions and how's that going to work?
Well,
Not going to happen, right?
I'm going to start in the fourth position for the NFC North.
Wow.
And to T-Dog's consternation, it's going to be the Chicago Bears for me.
I knew it.
I'm thinking Justin Fields has talent, but who's he going to throw to? Mooney? The other guys, I do like this one guy's name. It's almost as good as Courvoisier Smoke. It's Equanimus St. Brown. So anyway, with the Bears losing Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, Bilal Nichols, and maybe Roquan Smith, I'm having them at 6-11. 6-11.
And that's last place?
That's number 4, baby.
Wow.
Number 4.
He has high hopes for those Lions.
I will follow in the footsteps of Lugs. I'll talk about the Bears. I think the one thing I want to say off the top, so I'm not a complete Debbie Downer, I do like this coaching staff. I believe Eberflus. I like Alan Williams. I like Luke Getsy, their offensive coordinator. I think the offense that Luke Getsy is going to run, it's going to be better for Fields than it was last year because it'll emphasize play action, bootlegs, and his running ability. But to be fair to Lug's point, he only really has 2 receiving options that I feel you can trust to some degree. Darnell Mooney will be a very good player. I don't know if he's ever going to be like a high-level number 1, but he'll be a very good receiver for 10-plus years if he stays healthy. And Cole Kmet, I think, can be a very good tight end. I like what Ryan Poles did in the draft with their secondary. Jaquan Brisker looks like he's going to be a star. I mean, you've heard it all camp, and the first preseason game kind of confirmed it with a TFL and almost a pick. And Kyler Gordon, he looks like he's played himself into being not only a starter, but he'll play the nickel in a lot of situations just because of his quickness and ability. But the scary thing is their strength is their running game, which I think it was New England when I said this. When your running backs are your strength, it's a problem. But David Montgomery, he's a very good running back. He doesn't have like elite speed, but he's good after contact. He's rugged. He has good hands for receiving. Khalil Herbert is actually probably the most physically talented, maybe running back. He has power and speed, and he's perfect for this one-cut zone that they're running. And Tristan Ebner really showed out in the first preseason game, his quickness and his ability to receive out of the backfield. But there's been the problem with the Bears for years and years, but that O-line, outside of Cody Whitehair, I mean, they signed Riley Reif at free agents as the right tackle. And they're going to probably start Braxton Jones, a fifth-round rookie at left tackle. Now, he's played well in moments, but again, outside of Robert Quinn, there's no, like, studs for the most part that he's going against in practice, so I don't know how legitimate it is. I agree with Lugs, 6-11.
And where do you have them? Fourth place?
They are fourth. Yes.
Wow, 6 wins in fourth place. That's pretty impressive, though. That means 2 other teams are going to do better than that. And I'm talking about the Lions and the Vikings and, the Packers, I guess. Okay, next. Lugs, are you going for third place? What are we doing here? This is throwing me way off here.
I'm sorry. I just thought, we'd start with the faves. In number 3 position, I do have the Lions. I think Campbell has a cohesive group of men. They're really trying hard. I just don't see Jared Goff being the guy. So I don't have anything to say about many of their players. They have a lot of decent guys, no real stars as far as I'm concerned. But so I've got the Lions 7-10. 7-10.
7-10 for the Detroit Lions. T-Dog, can you take it? Can you make it? Can you take it to a better level? What is going on?
I think I can. I agree with Lugs in terms of he's rugged too, but I agree with Lugs that Jared Goff maybe isn't their answer. But you saw back with the Rams, the Rams when they have an offensive line, Jared Goff can produce, and that's the thing with this Lions team. Their O-line is possibly the best offensive line in the league, with Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow, and Penei Sewell, their first-round pick from last year. I mean, those are huge building blocks to start off with. And then you have Jonah Jackson and Vaitai at guard. They can just be maulers. So I think that is – and then you look at their wide receivers. Amon St. Brown really turned it on last year. I don't know if he's ever going to be a star. He's going to be like probably a Darnell Mooney. He'll be a very, very good player at a high level. But I will disagree with Lugs on this. When he gets back and if he's healthy, and he probably feels the same way, maybe because he's not going to be 100% this year. I think Jamison Williams, the Alabama wide receiver, once he gets fully healthy, I think he could be a star.
Yeah, that's the real talent that they have there.
And he'll be your one? Will he be your one guy?
Yes, he will be the one once he gets going, I think. But the crazy thing is they have DJ Chark, who is also a very good athlete, and who's also supposedly played well with Goff at wide receiver. So they have 3 very talented wide receivers. And then at running back, DeAndre Swift, I think is a very high level talent. And then behind him, you have Jamal Williams, and then you have Justin Jackson. So you have 3 very good running backs. So and then you have TJ Hawkinson at tight end. So I mean they have the makings of a very good offense. The problem is their defense. Their defense is young or missing pieces, particularly that secondary. Tracy Walker is their safety. He's probably the only answer in a group full of question marks. I mean, Jeffrey Okudah, they drafted a few years ago. He still hasn't turned into anything. Can the rookie Kerry Joseph turn into a starter? I don't know. So like I have them going 9-8 though.
9-8 and in third place?
Yep.
Okay, did you say DJ Jazzy Jeff? No,
DJ Chark.
Chark, sorry.
This is a team Lug should like because you got DeAndre Swift from Georgia. You have Jameson Williams from Alabama, and then you have DJ Chark, I believe was LSU. I mean, it's full of SEC guys, so this should be a Lugs team to go by.
I see Lugs on Amazon right now getting that Lions jersey with DJ on the back.
Chart.
I might get a Calvin Johnson. I might go for Mega.
Go throwback. Yeah, throwback. Okay. All right. Well, that leaves only 2 teams. Let me guess. The next one I think is the Packers.
No. Minnesota Vikings I have in the second position. They have a tough schedule. I've never been sold on Kirk Cousins. So I'm keeping mine short. Their new coaches, although the new coach has worked with Cousins and even the backup, but I'm going 9-8 on the old Vikes.
And by the way, Cousins tested positive for COVID and is not vaccinated. How many months and years are we into this thing? Come on.
You're playing right into my thing that he's not very bright.
It's a dim bulb. Okay, T-Dog, I guess you got the Vikings next, maybe too?
Yes,
Wow.
I also have them
Thought
second
so.
place. I like Kirk Cousins more than Luggs, but I will at least give this sliver to Luggs. He's a gifted passer whose production mysteriously doesn't always add up to more wins. It does kind of leave you scratching your head to an extent. I'm not to the extent of Luggs, but their offense also has pieces that aren't locked down, but I still think they're going to be in good shape. I mean, the one thing is that their line's not as good as the Lions, but Brian O'Neill and Christian Darrisaw are great bookends for that offensive line. Dalvin Cook is one of the most electric runners in the game, and their strength is wide receiver. Justin Jefferson, I mean, he's been a star these first 2 years, and now that he's playing in an offense similar to Rams, and with him playing the Cooper Kupp role, he's going to probably be an all-pro this year, and maybe the guy at wide receiver this year, probably. And then you have Adam Thielen, who's a good route runner, who will, has benefited the last 2 years from the attention Jefferson gets. And then, when Thielen was injured last year, KJ Osborne stepped in and played at a very good level. And he's a legitimate starter who's actually overqualified to be the third receiver. So, I mean, they have 3 top-level wide receivers. When Irv Smith is healthy at tight end, he's another good option that they have. The thing I worry about is you look at their defensive line, they're transitioning to a 3-4, and it feels like it's going to be a painful kind of transition. They have Harrison Phillips, Dalvin Tomlinson, and Amon Watts. They're all have the heft to clog lanes, but only DJ Wunum, he's the only one that feels like he can get to the quarterback. So I just kind of worry about elements of their defense. I'm not saying that they'll be bad. I just think there's going to be growing pains on that side. There'll be some on offense, but I think they have such high-level talent over there. They'll be good. I have them going 10-7, getting into the wild card.
Wow, 10-7. So what we're saying is
the Bears are who we thought they were.
That's right. So I guess you guys both agree on the number 1 team in the NFC North. That would be your cheesy Green Bay Packers. Luggs, or unless they brought another team in that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Take it away.
I would have to say Packers, the strength is the defense. The offense at this point, I saw some stuff today where Rodgers was saying the young receivers that they have keep dropping too many balls in practice.
Whoa.
That's not good. Obviously, they don't have Devontae Adams anymore. And I would say that they would have a better shot if Rodgers would give up what is that, ayahuasca tea, and stop seeing little green and blue men. They would have a better shot. But I do have them topping out at 10-7. 10-7.
Only 10 wins. Well, T-Dog, I think your team, you'll pick the Packers to have more. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I do. The main thing that starts it off is obviously their strength is Rodgers. I mean, he just signed. He just won the MVP the last 2 years. Just signed a $150.8 million deal for the next 3. But he has come up short in the playoffs the last few years. He's 7-9 in the postseason since winning that Super Bowl. It's just the thing to keep. So even though he's kind of the main attraction, the actual attraction of this team is the defense. Their defense played well enough in the playoffs last year to win. It was special teams and Aaron Rodgers and the offense coming up short that they didn't advance in the playoffs. It was not the defense. And the defense, with the draft, they're loaded even more with talent. I mean, Kenny Clark clogs up the lanes and collapses the pocket. Sean Gary broke out as a pass rusher. Jair Alexander and Eric Stokes make a nice tandem at corner. And Savage and Amos are a great pair of safeties. The one thing I do worry about, there's 2 things. Their O-line has some major concerns. Bakhtiari and Jenkins are coming back from ACL injuries. I don't know if they're going to be ready really to play, even if they start week 1. I don't know how good they're going to be. And then obviously losing Devontae Adams, their biggest weakness is wide receiver. I mean, Allen Lazard, I know he's Aaron Rodgers' guy, but at most he's catch 40 catches in a year. Romeo Doubs, a rookie, he's looked good in the preseason, and you've heard it almost every day in camp.